Hey, friends and family, this is SP News Nugget, and today we have a story coming out of Miami Beach, and it's about a teacher. Her name is Camelia Russell, and she was killed by her assistant. She was a teacher, and she was killed by the assistant principal. So, let me tell you a little bit about the story. She was actually friends with this guy that was the teacher. His name is Ernest Robert, and he was the godfather to both of her daughters. So she was really close to him, and they actually says that they had an affair on the side also. Now, Ernest Robert, he is married, but Camelia is not married. But anyway, they used to work together, you guys, and then he got transferred to another school because there's rules about not dating, in the workplace. But anyway, you guys, she came up missing May the 15th, and her body was found in the Miami Beach Canal on May the 25th of this year. She was very well liked by all her students, but we're going to get into that. So, first of all, let me thank the new subscribers for becoming part of the friends and family. Thank you guys for subscribing. And for those of you that has not subscribed to the channel, please do so. And click the bell for notifications so when we upload a video, you will get it as soon as we put it out. Leave a comment down below because that's how we communicate with each other, because I can't go live right now, you guys. So, and if you don't do any of that, leave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, let's get into this. Here we go. Okay, friends and family. Okay, this is a picture of Ernest Robert and Camelia Russell. And I guess they had an affair that a lot of people didn't know about, but some people did, because most of the information that the police has been getting been coming on social media. They've been going on Facebook and YouTube and learning some of the things. Now, Camelia was liked by all her students, and I've got a little clip where she's talking to her students. You can tell she had a very vibrant personality and spirit about herself, and I'm going to share that with you guys first because I just think that you guys would like to know what type of female this teacher was to her students. But like I was saying, Ernest was the godfather of both of her children, and a friend, and like I said, they were dating. Well, she was last seen going to go pick up her kids at her aunt's house, and then after that she went over to Ernest's house. And you guys, let me tell you something else. There was this, oh my goodness, let me tell you, this is how Ernest got caught. Okay, they didn't have no leads whatsoever. But for some reason, he called up to the school and told one of his co-workers to go at the third drawer. There's a note there. Please, could you help me? And he was trying to get a car chopped up, and then there was her keys. Well, they hadn't found her car. They hadn't found her, and it was to her black Audi. She had a black Audi, you guys. But I am just going to run this clip because me telling it to you guys, it probably is going to spoil it. So let me just run this clip and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
All of y'all, class of 2019 from Walter C. Young, if I don't get an invitation for your graduation, some bodies are going to hit the floor, and that's a promise. Love you. Mean it. Bye.
And now they finally know who police believed is behind her murder, but they still want to know why.
Sir, you have been arrested for one count of premeditated murder. There is an arrest warrant. You're being held no bond.
Short and to the point. A judge wasting no time on Saturday morning, telling Ernest Roberts he will not be released on bond after he was arrested for the murder of Camila Russell. Russell, who was a test proctor at Miami Norland Senior High School, would have worked side by side with Roberts, who used to be the assistant principal at Norland. But Russell disappeared on May 15th, last seen on surveillance video entering Roberts' Miami Gardens home.
She entered the defendant's home, never being seen alive again.
10 days later, her body showed up floating in a canal nearby, and police say several tips came in suggesting Roberts may have been involved. But evidence was hard to come by until investigators got an interesting tip.
From a school employee who referred a very suspicious note from Roberts that instructed the employee where the victim's car was and what he was supposed to do with this car.
The note asked the employee if he knew anyone who could chop up a car and make it disappear. It was enough to get a search warrant of his home, where police found evidence of a crime scene, blood spattered on several different areas inside and outside, and the smell of cleaning products, as if someone had tried to get rid of evidence. Roberts was finally taken into custody on Friday morning.
A motive is not a necessary element of a crime, but of course, we all want to know.
And I did speak to a family member of Ernest Roberts just a little while ago, off camera. They were saying that they are absolutely shocked by all this. They've been basically finding out information through the media, and they do not know anything else. He was saying they're hoping it is not what it looks like, but he said the evidence against him, it does not look good. As for her family, they are still dumbfounded by all of this. They say they are working on funeral plans for some time soon. Live in Miami Gardens, I'm Ian Margol.
Breaking the case after a Miami Gardens teacher was murdered, a former assistant principal is now charged in her death.
Ernest Roberts is accused of killing Camila Russell last month. Her body was discovered floating in a Miami Gardens canal in late May. And right now we have team coverage at noon on this murder arrest. Local 10 News reporter Trent Kelly is live right now outside the victim mother's home in Miami Gardens.
So let's start things off with Local 10 News reporter Jeff Weinsteer, who is live at Miami Gardens Police Department with the latest. Jeff.
Janice, they both worked once side by side at Norland Senior High School, but they were much more than co-workers. In fact, in a recent tweet, Ernest Roberts called her his sister. He is also the godfather to both of her children. Right now, as you said, he is charged with first-degree murder, with killing her inside of his house. As Ernest Roberts is being questioned in the Miami Gardens Police Department this morning, investigators, with the help of Miami-Dade firefighters, bring saws and axes into his house. A source says they may be looking for blood under some carpeting. Roberts now charged with killing Camila Russell, a friend and a former colleague of his at Norland High. Both were once assistant principals there. Russell, who was now a testing administrator, was last seen alive May 15th pulling into her aunt's house. Her body found 10 days later floating in a canal near Roberts' Miami Gardens home. According to an arrest affidavit, Roberts asked a fellow school employee if he could make a car disappear. Attached were the keys to Russell's Audi. There was blood on Roberts' front door, on a sandal, on an Amazon box in his bedroom. A source says there may be pieces of carpet missing from the house, as if someone tried to get rid of evidence. And phone records place Russell at Roberts' house when she apparently disappeared. A source says a relative or a friend may have helped Roberts remove the body from the house, and that may have been caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera. In a recent tweet, Roberts wrote, quote, "Camila was more than a sister. For more than 20 years, she's been at my side." He says rumors are dangerous. Anyone with facts, please reach out. This was Russell's last Instagram post before vanishing, and those were likely her last words on social media. And according to that arrest warrant that we received about an hour ago, Roberts' house reeked of bleach when investigators went inside. He had asked a school colleague and told a school colleague what happened in his house is that he had killed an intruder with a baseball bat, and asked that colleague how he could get rid of blood in his house. The state attorney's office, as well as the chief of police here at Miami Gardens, expected to hold a news conference at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and right now, Roberts remains here at the Miami Gardens Police Department. We expect him to be transported to TGK within the next hour or so. Camila Russell died, according to the medical examiner's office, of blunt trauma to the head. We're live outside the Miami Gardens Police Department. Jeff Weinsteer.
Okay, you guys, so let's talk about this just a little bit. Now, so all of this is still allegedly. He's just being charged, but I mean, he's got a lot of evidence. The couple of things that I want you guys to know, that she did die of head trauma. I mean, and there was 2 blows. They couldn't really, since her body was in the river for so long, the only way that they could identify Camellia was by her tattoos and dental records and things of that nature. This guy was just not thinking. Now, they were trying to think what was the motive. Well, he is married, and, he has children, and, sometimes, even though that this is not a dusty type of man, they call them dusties, when they don't, they thugged out or whatever, or, they ain't working, or, they just hustling or whatever. They call those dusties. This is not a dusty type of man. This is a very well-known, educated, you know, good man, but he is married, and he probably feared that his wife was going to find out about it. He was staying with his mother at the time, so he must have been separated from his wife. But the other thing is, someone on social media said that she was pregnant, and he didn't want his wife to find out. Well, they did look into that. The autopsy showed that she was not pregnant, so that ruled that out. But sometimes, even if you want to leave a relationship and not prolong the relationship anymore, people can get upset. You never know, that person. We don't know what happened. We do know it did happen at the house. Her blood was found at his house. He knew where the Audi was. He had the keys to the Audi. And that's all we know. So anyway, you guys, let's talk about it in the comment section. Like I tell you guys always, be good, be safe, and be nice to each other.